where we left our heroes, you guys had decided, because of your late start in the day, to go ahead and camp out before it got too cold. You are currently on your way up the mountain, and you're still on your 5-day trek to the village that I've lost its name. Hold on. Yorshik. The village of Yorshik.
The village of You Are Sick?
Yorshik.
You're sick.
I did not think of that. Why did you point this out now? This is beautiful. We're continuing on, yes. To the village of You Are Sick. But yeah. I believe it was Mako on the last watch who had nothing happen. So the sun rises, and you can see that there's further up the mountain slopes, there's some ice and snow beginning to form.
How do you both do in the cold?
Mako will gesture to the fairly thick fur that she has. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't think I have any mechanical defenses against cold. But
Probably more flavor-wise, yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm good in the elements. I can't imagine this would be different.
Alright. That's good.
Mhm.
I imagine we would have bought some heavy coats and stuff for once it gets proper cold.
Kiza had packed that into your supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah,
We had oh, excuse me. We have horses for the rest of the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were they given any winter gear?
Yes, it is in the back of the wagon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can help your horse buddies out. They're still in their, weird gas masks at this point.
Seems a little early to put that on, but okay. Kitasha will start fitting the long blankets that go underneath all their rigging on and get them kind of prepped and warmed up.
Excellent. Let's see. Go ahead while you're doing that. Just roll me animal handling, just to see how well you can get the rigging
to get
off.
our first bad rollout for the day. Oh, that's not too bad. 17.
Nah, you do great. The horses love you. They always do.
Mm-hmm.
Natasha, so I've always struggled with animals. I was wondering if maybe you could help me, maybe just on the course of today, with like how to approach a horse and how to like make sure it doesn't get spooked or kick me or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, that's super easy. You just approach him with honesty, and it's fine.
Okay. I look at
Joe
the horse
says
and
convincingly.
I look at the horse and say, I'm going to approach you now, and I find you scary. I'm going to pet you on the head. I don't know how much vision that mask of yours will, block. Should I approach from the side or from the front on?
From side? Just make sure you're
Okay.
not like directly in front of them or directly behind them.
Okay.
It tends to go bad.
I'm just going to approach this horse. And I'm going to try and pet it, I guess.
All right, Joe. Given your track record, I'm going to make you roll animal handling for this because you're so awkward with animals so far. Joe's made a friend. Joe finally rolled something higher than a 5. The horse lets you pet it. It doesn't even stamp a foot. It leans slightly into you. Maybe it's because it can't see very well in the mask. But you know what? Success.
I'll take a win. Oh, that's nice.
Hercules watches from the wagon jealously. Bork.
Beard flattened.
He can pet the horse anytime he wants. Yeah, I'll say thank you, Katesh. I think whatever it seems to be working. They're very calm at the moment. That's good. I haven't even been kicked yet.
Still early, but I mean, did you want to ride the horse on the way up, or did you want to just stay in the wagon?
I feel like it would be uncomfortable to ride it when there is the possibility of wagon.
Okay.
I think I'll just stay in the wagon.
All right.
All right.
Who's gonna drive the horses up the mountain?
Let's
Well,
see. I think Mako
I'm
has
happy to.
proficiency with land vehicles,
Yeah.
right?
I will
All
try
right.
again today.
Let's see if you can get them moving more than 1 mile an hour, Mako.
Si se puede.
It's going to be D20 plus 6. It's an 11. Alright. I've reached average. Better
Yes,
than
you have
yesterday.
reached average. So
You have peaked
the
at
horses-
average.
Now, okay, so Joe said he's staying in the wagon. Kitasha, are you joining with the reins of the horses, or are you wanting to sit in the wagon?
If it appears, Kitasha will sit up front with Mako. If it appears that Mako's having difficulty, and the horses are going like under 3 miles per hour, Kitasha will disembark, jog up, and attempt to mount one of the lead horses and urge one of the lead ones forward while mounted, and just kind of attempt to stay comfortable over the yoke and the rigging.
Well, at least right now they're moving at a comfortable pace, so it's definitely better than yesterday. You might actually
Walking.
make it to one of the outposts. So,
Okay.
but you can choose to do that if you'd like to speed up a little bit.
Sure, we'll push my luck.
Okay, give me an animal handling and a survival check.
All right, 19 for animal handling. Let me actually scroll down to survival. There we go. Peak average.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I have to double check. Features and traits. I think I get an extra D4 for survival checks. Yes, I get an extra D4. So much extra. Yeah, 12.
It works. You will not be too saddle sore by the time this is over either. But as you continue on, the snow gets heavier and heavier. It's getting colder. The path is just big enough for your wagon to pass through. You can hear little creaks and cracks as the wheels go over the ice. Let's see. Can I get a perception check from everyone?
A 10 from me.
14.
Everybody's average.
14. I got above average. I get an extra D4 with all my perception checks because I got special eyes.
Look with your special eyes. All right.
Friend.
As you are going along, you notice, following along with you a little bit, seems to be a small murder of crows. About 6 of them. And every so often they'll stop in a tree and they'll watch you pass, and then you see them flying above. And then they stop again a little while up, and then they watch you. And this goes on for the next hour.
Kitasha will wave at each time that the crows stop and they pass.
They'll
I think they're
chitter at
onto us,
you.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
I know something.
Yeah. What do you guys do to pass the time as you're traveling along this mountain road?
I think Joe will be in the back, working on the pistol he picked up, just trying to do any like modifications, make sure he understands fully how it works. Because I've got I've got a few abilities that can interact with that, so I might be like working on those in the background.
How much does Joe know about gun safety?
I guess if they're common enough in the city, probably like the basics.
I mean, technically, as artists, you're proficient with firearms.
Yeah, so like I like maybe it's just an innate comfortability, or maybe I went to a firing range in the past. I went like so maybe it's like I've got like it's it's a pretty standard. I assume just like some basic pistol, like a 6-shooter or something.
This is really more me bullying you about gun knowledge.
So
he has to know.
It's basically just a crossbow with extra steps. It's literally, I mean, it's just there's like no difference. There's a trigger, there's a barrel probably, there's ammunition.
There's a
Basically the
barrel
same.
probably. Oh my goodness.
All right. Is Mako doing anything other than focusing on the road and on Kitasha, who's on one of the lead horses?
I don't know if she'd have the bandwidth to do that. It was like just fight these horses. I don't know exactly.
That's all right. Mako could be just focusing on the road and just being like, I will get us to the outpost this time. I will get us there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Is there anything from upon one of the lead horses that Kitasha is doing in addition?
Probably just being a nuisance. So beyond just waving at the crows as they pass, Kitasha will probably do a play a little like traveling tune on her Thalir. I think that's how you pronounce it. The little like reedy recorder.
Yeah.
Some little hot cross buns action going on. And will probably just be a general nuisance in the way that young children are wont to be on long car rides.
I'm imagining you're turning back to Mako periodically. Are we there yet?
Stopping just short of "Are we there yet?"
You turn and look, and then decide against it each time.
Mm-hmm. I think it's more so that Kitasha will try and will find a like a winter bloom that has popped out of the snow and will turn excitedly to Mako, see Mako just struggling, and then turn away and face forward.
This seems so fitting for this group. Yeah. You guys continue along the mountain. There's a couple spots where Mako, you struggle a little bit due to the ice and a bit of skittering from the wheels and the horse's feet slipping a little bit. but you are now beginning the downslope of the mountain. So I would like to get some survival checks from all three of you.
Survival.
22.
Very good, Mako.
Dirty 20 plus 2. Also 22.
Joe is preoccupied with his gun.
Joe is not paying attention at all. But because you got great rolls, both of you are able to lead the horses properly down this mountain slope without running the risk, because it is a very narrow path. It is a drop off the side. So you are very cautiously moving down this slope. Ever so cautiously. And you've got a good handle on it, Mako. And you slowly make your way down. And in the distance, you can see a hut that you believe to be one of the outposts that you guys are going to be able to camp out at.
Alright. Nice.
It is approaching evening now. Do you want to stop at this outpost, or do you want to keep going and try to make up for lost time?
I think stopping here would probably just be best bet. If we lose a day, I don't think it's gonna make that big of a difference either way.
Alright. I press that.
Okay. You guys have made it down to the outpost. As you look off towards the rest of the way down the mountain, which is not as sheer cliffs and drop-offs, it's begun to get a bit warmer, and you can see out past the mountain to the grasslands that are surrounding it. And in the far distance, still a ways out, you can see the beginnings of a forest. And you notice a weird coloration out that way, but it could be just, the night or evening sky kind of diluting it, but it almost has a greenish tinge out towards where the trees are in the sky.
Is that the direction we're going, towards the forest?
It is.
That doesn't seem... It's probably just the sun setting.
I would like to do a nature check with my -1 to see what I can see and glean from such weird things. Well, that was almost a nat 20. But since I have a -1, that's just a 19.
Yeah, it still counts. The sky looks sick in that area. Like, not like, oh, that's so sick. No, it looks ill.
Mm-hmm.
It's still too far away to really see, but something even in the sky around the area looks wrong.
Mm-hmm. If we got a map, Kitasha will look at the map, then the sky, then the map, then the sky, and then back at the group, and then back at the map, and at the sky, before turning back to the group. Are we sure we want to go that way?
That's the way the mission is, right? That's where the people need help.
Okay. Because back home, we would let the ships go and hope some came back with the sky like that.
Like a bad omen?
It kind of. Usually it's pretty similar to how like a bad storm starts. Is when the sky turns like in a natural color. And that doesn't seem natural.
Well, if it is a storm, I'm glad we've got you on our side. You'll protect us, right?
From a storm?
Yeah, can't you control storms or something?
No, I can like redirect it. I think that's the term. I don't know. That's such like a big. That's a huge concept for me to really articulate here with my measly, I think, negative intelligence. Measly. Where is it? Give me the. Where's the stats? There. Yeah, with my 8 intelligence, that seems like a really big concept for me to try and articulate properly. But it's like you know, like when you drink a lot of water and then you pee immediately afterwards. That's kind of what it is.
I guess so.
Like I'm not really like protecting myself from the water I'm drinking. Is just kind of exiting. Does that make sense?
That does. Wait, out of character, you are a storm sorcerer, right?
Yes, yeah. Out of character, I am like a storm sorcerer, but in character with an 8 intelligence, this is a big thing that Kitasha's never had to really articulate before.
And yeah, exactly. It's a jump from like, you can, you can do storm related magic to you can control that entire storm, right?
Yeah, no, I think eventually, like out of character, eventually it can happen, but right now Kitasha can just kind of redirect it.
Okay, that's cool. All right. Well, let's set up camp for the evening. I think then let's stay here while we're in a safe place and we have an actual roof over our heads.
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe a fire, if we can get one of those going. I think that'll be nice.
I will try and make
is the opening to this building large enough to like bring the horses in?
Yeah, so it is
Is it like a carriage house type thing where we can just pull the entire thing in? Okay.
It's big. You can just pull the whole thing in, get you guys all set up. There's a little spot that is very clear where people have been setting up fires in the past. Can I get a perception check from everyone real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's nature. Oh no, I wasted my nat 20.
I mean, a crit's a crit. I mean, like it all changes the modifier.
There we go.
I'll do that option, David. So I don't have to keep my 2.
You'll just keep your.
I'll keep the nat 20. Thank you very much.
Okay.
There we go. That's a 17 for Kitasha.
18 for me.
Excellent. So
we have specialize.
You do have specialize. The outpost has actually been kept pretty clean. So props to that. It does seem like it's not been used in a little while, but you think that might just be because it's not quite the season for traveling along the mountain at the moment. Joe, you noticed that the murder of crows has increased by 7. So now there are 13 crows perched along the outside.
I'm going with my newfound strength in animal handling and confidence that I can talk to animals and that they all like me. I'm going to head over towards them with my hand outstretched and say, I'm going to approach you now from the side, and I'm going to try and pet one of them.
Are you climbing up a tree to pet them?
Oh, they're high up. I thought you. Okay, never mind.
You could.
You know what? I will hold out my arm like a falconer, and it will wait for one of them to try and land on my arm.
Give me an animal handling.
Oh no, that's a natural 1.
I'm gonna channel some spike in here. You're standing there like that, and suddenly a pebble beams you in the head. You take 1 damage, And you look and you hear the whole chorus of cawing above you as it appears that the entire murder is now laughing. But in their
Oh,
own
no.
bird way.
Joe has flashbacks to being bullied at school and runs back inside very quickly. Well, that's enough of that. Those crows are out for blood. We should not leave here until they're all gone.
They're
It's not
nice.
safe.
Crows are very
It's not
nice.
safe.
Kitasha won't peek out.
You hear the cawing, and they slowly come to a stop and they look at you.
In Primordial, Kitasha will walk out into the snow, sit, pat the ground next to her, and in Primordial say, "Come sit with me for a while," and will also take little bits of like bread from her rations and little, I'm assuming, ghee if we have any sort of like clarified traveling butter, and we'll just kind of set that into the area that she pat down.
The murder moves and follows to sit beside you. They each patiently wait for their own segment of bread.
Here you go. You look like a Julia, but not like a J Julia. You look like a GH Julia. And we'll give some bread. And we'll continue to like give bread and name each of the crows.
Excellent. The crows will remember this.
Mm-hmm. As they should.
As they should. Joe, you can hear the chittering outside of almost cooing crows as they gather around Kitasha. You can even see one snuggle up under her arm briefly.
Mako, get yourself ready. I don't know what they're planning, but Kitasha probably doesn't have long.
I hate to disagree with you, Joe, but I feel like she's got this.
Alright. I guess
Check
she can
you
fend
outside.
herself.
You look like a squimmy. Here you go, squimmy.
He truly is magical. I cannot fathom how anyone could tame those beasts.
Good thing she's not a ranger.
Eventually, the crows, after consuming bread with you, will fly back up into the. Sorry, I keep getting messages about the awful things that happen during hockey. Fly up into the trees again and kind of settle down as if to sleep. And they just watch.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Kitasha will wave goodbye and still in Primordial, will say, look after our dreams as we look after yours, as a way of like saying goodbye, and we'll go inside.
All right. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and set up camp for the night here. Would you like to post any night guards or anything?
I feel like we don't need to, and if we don't, that means that we can get out earlier tomorrow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As we're
as we're getting the fire going, Kitasha will say, "Yeah, I asked the birds to help us keep watch. I hope that's okay."
You trust them?
I mean, you spent time with them. You don't?
One of them threw a rock at me and then laughed at me.
That sounds like Squimmy. Squimmy would absolutely do something like that. But Squimmy is such a sweetheart, though. Squimmy gave me a high five.
It doesn't even have hands.
I know.
I do admire your capacity to work with them, if that's the right term. I think Joe has become convinced that it's the language primordial that is the thing that allows you to do this, and so Joe says, "I need you to teach me primordial so that I can become one with the animals." I think that's the next
Exactly
step in
like
my
that.
strength.
That's how he phrases it. You must speak
Yeah.
teach me the old tongue. Yeah, I can teach you. So the first thing you want to do is like, and she'll start like doing a really low phlegm kind of thing.
Nice.
And she's like, yeah, that's where most of the sound comes on. Is just is like way back there. Um,
That comes across so funny on the mic. All right, I guess that'll be something you can spend the evening trying. Gradually trying to learn the language primordial over the next few months, probably.
mhm.
Okay, you try.
Honestly, like I think Mega would probably like jump the opportunity to learn primordial. And if you guys wanted to, she would start like teaching a couple of things in Fry Cream if you guys are able to actually pronounce it.
I think Kitasha's tusks are going to be conducive to that because I'm assuming it's like a trilling for a Thrycreen.
Trilling and clicks
Or like
and
a buzzing,
chirps.
in the like in the forward part of the throat, and I feel like her tusks are gonna get in the way. So it's just gonna sound like a lot of raspberries are being blown, as opposed to like trilling for Kitasha.
Weirdly, I just checked my language proficiencies, and apparently primordial's already on there because
Oh,
I
because
think
you're an
it's
Earth
just
Genasi.
because
Oh,
I'm an
because you're a
Ashkenazi. But
Genasi.
what I'm gonna say is that for the sake of roleplay, for consistency, and also because it makes sense, I'd like to either like just mentally swap that one out for I forget what the Earth, not ignorant is.
Yeah,
I
ignorant
can't remember
or
you know what I mean. Anyway, I'll just say that it's that one for now, and so then yeah, just
Just
so that
change it
things make
later.
sense.
It'll be fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. Well, to be honest, I was thinking of the next level up, taking the linguist feat,
Mhm.
which is where you can learn three new languages. So I figured that's something I might, that would basically be the mechanical way of that working out.
Nice.
Yep, that'll work. I think Sage you can do too, and also a skill. If you get that, unless that's
Okay.
just a background and that's not a
Might
actual
just be a
one.
background,
Maybe
but yeah,
it's
that's fine.
skilled or prodigy. You can do that. But anyway.
Oh yeah. I'll look into it. But either way, yeah, that's cool.
Mhm.
All right. You spend the night discussing languages, swapping words back and forth. From it, you guys at least have been able to learn a handful of words from each other. Mako, I believe you probably would have let them know what words their drivers have been saying so that they can at least semi understand their drivers now.
It's only the bad words.
No, that's
It's
what
only what
Kitasha's
the
teaching.
Thrycreen yells at other drivers.
That's what they're yelling at the pedestrians.
Mm.
Yeah, we're not sure how much it will come up, but we know the phrase "get off the road." Like, that's all we have to work with.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you guys all go to sleep, I would like you to roll me wisdom checks really quick, but roll me them with advantage.
three actual beds.
Wisdom. With advantage. Oh yeah, I'm going to keep that 14.
Yeah, I'll keep the 16.
Okay. Mako.
I'm trying to. It's not letting me. Let me
Mako's
reload.
not allowed to have dreams.
Reliving the page. I'm beyond 20. Why not letting this happen? What? Why? This is freaking out.
Oh no.
Relive one more time. Alright.
Do you remember what your modifier is?
It's a +1, but I can't do anything for some reason.
Huh.
Here.
Do you have
What's going on?
The time has come to abandon online dice. Physical dice are the new way forward.
Alright, I'm doing it
Oh,
manually. That's a 17, and then I'll with advantage see if I get anything higher. No. That's 18 total.
Okay. So, as you all drift off to sleep, you each have pleasant dreams. It's nice. You feel rested. But on the edge of these dreams, you feel like something is calling to you. Like it's reaching out in tendrils that, for Kitasha and Joe, they're not tendrils that you've ever sensed before. You've never felt something try to reach and touch your mind like this. And maybe it makes you a little uneasy, but the nice night of sleep doesn't really... It doesn't seem to bother you as much because you're just sleeping so well. Mako, you do recognize the feelings of these as a very powerful Thrycrene's mental telepathy reaches for you. And it tries to connect, but it's just too far. And you can only hear brief whispers that you can't truly make out the words. And then they're gone, and you're back asleep. And you all awake. The sun is starting to rise. It's a beautiful day outside, and everything's normal.
I reckon it was the crows.
Reckon what with the crows? Mako will ask.
Just had a weird thought. It's nothing. Are the crows still there? Actually, when I look outside.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception. 19.
Yep, the crows are still there, and in fact, if you look along the ground, there are a lot of small, shiny objects surrounding the hut.
Okay, neither of you freak out. I think they've laid a trap. Don't step outside under any circumstance. I think they're casting some sort of spell on us. I
didn't know any better. They laid a containment circle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's yeah. I think there is a spell called Snare or something like that. This is the material component.
Yeah. Apparently the crows can cast magic circle and big wheel demons.
Yeah, they're banishing us. Wait, they're gonna banish us to a different plane. Oh,
The things on the ground are shiny little pebbles. There's a couple copper pieces. A few just random rings, that sort of stuff. Stuff that clearly was lost in the woods that they've collected over time.
Itasha, I think you're the only one who can save us at this point.
Tasha just like squints because she's not quite awake yet. Rubs her eyes, looks outside. I would like to. Kitasha would like to do I would like to do on behalf of Kitasha an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
I am also tired. To see if they have if this was a glyph of warding that they may have tried to place with shiny objects.
Go ahead.
Ooh, yeah, 21. I'm so smart. I
That
good
just might be
magic.
it.
I good magic.
These are not, as you're looking at this and looking at the placement of the objects, these aren't normal crows. And they watch. And they chitter at you. One even flies down and lands on your shoulder and snuggles up against your face.
Hello, Carol. And we'll just kind of
You watch
do little finger pets.
You watch as other ones jump back down and begin gathering their shinies in their beaks again.
Are there any that do not have anything shiny? Any that are flying away empty-beaked?
Yeah, Edwina doesn't have anything.
Oh. Edwina, come here. I know your beak is a little cracked and you can't quite hold as much, but let me see what I got here. And Kitasha will inventory. What do I have? What do I have? A whole ass piton would probably be too heavy. Kitasha will give Edwina a copper piece.
Edwina will take it gratefully and begin to fly off with the others. And you can see as they fly down and they fly a little bit down the mountain and then perch on a lone tree near the base.
Does it feel like they're leading me to this tree or they're just waiting?
It seems more like they're waiting.
Okay. And Kitasha will get up and stretch by putting the two knuckles at the small of the back and leaning backwards. And we'll start doing a Snow White working song or a Giselle happy working song. And we'll start rousing the horses and getting them hitched and blanketed.
Perfect. That sounds good. You guys can pack up your camp all nice and tidy. All right, continuing on after our technical difficulties. Yeah, you guys can get all set up and ready to go down the mountain. Can I go ahead and just double check how everyone's going to be, set up for this? How are we traveling?
I think standard yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same.
Yep. Pretty much the same. If it seems like Mako is having difficulty with the horses, Kitasha will disembark and go up and mount one of them.
Okay. Let's get our land vehicle proficiency roll.
All right. Let's see if it works this time. It's +7. Hey, I'm doing better every time. That's a 16.
Okay, there we go.
Yay.
Yeah, you think the horses are starting to respect you a bit more, and they start moving along at a good pace, and you're able to make your way down the mountain. And as you start going, you notice that as you reach where that tree was, right before the grassland begins, the crows take flight once more. But they go higher in the sky this time, and you can kind of watch them as they kind of make a beeline towards the sickly looking sky in the distance. Yeah. You guys can make pretty good headway here. It is just flat grasslands here where you're in sort of a ravine. And you've got pretty good vision all around. Go ahead and give me some survival checks here.
All of us?
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess Joe doesn't need to. Joe's just sitting in the wagon. Joe's just having
13.
a wonderful vacation.
18 plus 4, so 19.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you guys are able to make really good headway. Mago, you're able to avoid several bumps in the road that you worry might have tipped the wagon. So you're able to get pretty far through. You're actually able to make up a lot of the ground you lost. And you reach the first outpost by midday. You know that there's one more further along.
I'll query the other two and say, I think we can probably keep going. Make up more lost time. I mean, it's in the middle of the day right now. Worst case scenario, we just camp again.
That sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll try and keep. Let's just try and get there. I think, especially given what we know of the situation, we don't want to leave it too long before we arrive.
Yeah.
Kitasha will look out for the crows, since it seems they want to lead us forward, to see if it looks like they are bedding down or if they are, or if they seem to be leading us forward.
They're continuing forward at the moment.
Okay.
They've very rarely, you've seen them a couple times land just for quick breaks quite a bit further ahead of you, but then they keep going up higher into the sky and continuing forward.
Okay. Well, it looks like the crows think we can keep going forward, so I think that's what we should do.
I don't agree with the crows, but I do agree with you, so I will trust your judgment on this one.
All right. As you continue on, you're able to make, once again, pretty good length here. There's not a lot of animal activity, which is a little weird. You're just seeing the crows, and that's about it. But as you keep going, you can see the next outpost up ahead, and you notice that as you get to the outskirts of the trees, you notice that some of the trees are beginning to look diseased. You can see a much higher than normal rate of fungal growth of all sorts of varieties along the trees, while the grass where you've been walking has been very lush. It is withering and decaying a bit when you get to the edge of this forest.
I'd wager we're getting close. It might be worth putting on mark at this point. If
And
this is
this
where
is
nature is.
right outside of this is where your second outpost is as evening begins to fall.
Kitasha will
Right.
get really excited for all the mushrooms and fungal growth, until she realized that it's not bioluminescent, like all of the ones that she's used to. And we'll get a little homesick, and we'll crawl into the wagon with Joe.
Oh.
All right, should we set up camp for one more night?
Sounds good to me.
Yep. This outpost is much like the other. The crows are not landing in the trees. They land directly atop the roof of this outpost and stay there. You've gained 2 more crows, which gives you a solid 15.
good number, prime number.
It's true.
Optimus Prime.
And the crows watch.
Do either of you know if there's something called a crow golem?
No.
Well, I know crows, and none of these the only golem I've ever seen has been the wax golem that we fought. And these crows don't look anything like that, so...
That's fair.
Heard of like raven hags, but not crow golems, no.
Alright, well, keep an eye on it.
Is Joe secretly every conspiracy theorist known to man?
He is now.
Doesn't believe
when it
in
comes to crows.
birds.
Yeah, we're being watched. That's the one thing I know.
Wow, bro, you
Government of
believe
Moon.
in the moon? Wow. Sorry, that got rid of our whole fan base. All three of them.
It's fine.
Werewolves aren't even real, dude. Werewolves are just made up by the government to make you believe in the moon.
It's all Big Cheese's fault.
Yeah, big cheese.
Big Jesus crust. Let's see. If there's enough leftover rations, Kitasha will also give some to the birds. Otherwise, she'll just kind of sit and talk with them in Primordial. And I did a random word generator. So the 4 words that Kitasha taught Joe and Mako earlier were breeze, spark, glow, and snack.
Let's go.
So intermittently, if they're listening, they will hear her say those words as she's speaking to them.
Cool.
Yeah, they'll all gather around you in the grass, though you do notice that they are steering clear of any dead grass. Yeah, you guys can set up camp now and get yourselves all ready to go. Are you once again going to be doing any watches?
I wonder if it's worth doing a watch just because we are getting close.
Yeah, that sounds about right, honestly.
I mean, I can still, no matter what happens, I can still set a Hercules to do a basic kind of patrol or something like that. He's immune to poisons and things because he will be able to keep an eye a little bit. But yeah, maybe one of us should stay up just a little bit. I can keep first watch if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely do our normal sort of watch routine, and I think that'll be fine.
All right. As you are setting up, Joe, give me a perception check really quick.
15.
You watch as the crows flutter back down to the grass and begin setting up their special little, shinies along the ground. Much like you must have missed the night before.
Can I do an Arcana check and try and figure out what's going on here in terms of whether they are just bringing us gifts or whether they're trying to set something up or whether, yeah, just anything at all. Maybe either Arcana or Nature.
Yeah, either or.
Okay. Start with Arcana. That's a 24.
You get the same idea as Kitasha, where it seems to be a warding protection circle.
Fascinating. Perhaps I've misjudged you, crows.
Ah!
No, never mind. I was right.
Sounds fake.
I have a spell called Warding Bond. You said it was with this. Oh, interesting. So yes, maybe I'm slightly familiar with that type of magic, at least. Okay.
Okay, you can see as they set up everything. For those of you that are going to sleep, go ahead and give me wisdom checks with advantage.
No, I'm doing it again.
Is it not working again, David?
All right, that's
Very
an
cool.
18 plus
Wow,
1, so
31.
19 total.
All right, look at you, Mako, getting some good night's sleep.
Turns out
That's
all
a
I needed was a bed.
Wow.
So every time I've
16
slept in the
for
bed,
Tasha.
I've been fine.
Just about. Oh yeah, you both sleep relatively peacefully. Yeah. Mako, you get the sense of those tendrils even fainter this time. Just brief touches on the edge of your mind
So
before they're gone.
where we are, we're farther away from source.
True. And okay, so let's go ahead and now for your watch, give me another perception check.
Okay. Hey, that's 20.
Okay. I'm re-rolling this because we've gotten this same encounter so many times. There we go.
You don't spiders?
Dude, the spiders keep wanting to come out, and I'm tired of the spiders. I don't want to load up the spiders. No, instead, because this works quite fittingly. Hey, Joe, you know how there's 15 crows?
Mm-hmm.
As you're watching, 4 ravens join your party. One of which, if you look close enough, seems to have a little blue scarf tied around his neck.
Would I happen to recognize that, or like either the material or the? Okay.
Yep, it's just a crow with a blue scarf, or a raven. Raven with a blue scarf.
Joe ponders the difference between crows and ravens.
Hmm?
Joe ponders the difference between crows and ravens.
Well, you've got 2 perfect examples as you spend the first watch just observing the crows.
It's mostly just size.
Okay.
And intelligence.
Marginally, I mean,
Yeah.
like crows are pretty smart. Ravens are definitely smarter, but like compared to other birds, they're both like
Superior.
yeah.
True. That's why they're so awesome. Alright. So I believe, Joe, you're able to wake up whoever is next for their shift.
Pretty cute, Tasha.
Uh-huh.
I'll let Kitasha know about the crows.
Mm-hmm. You have more friends.
Ooh, more friends. And family.
Mako continues to sleep peacefully. Joe, go ahead and give me a wisdom check with advantage.
Well, that one's a 19. I'll see if I can beat that. Yeah, I'll take the 19.
Mm-hmm. You sleep well. You don't feel any tendrils. All right, Kitasha, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Wait. We could save this. 10.
Nice. Okay.
But I got my buddies.
As you watch, and as your little raven and crow friends chitter around you, you can see in the far distance a bear walk out of the woods. It's not close enough to you to be an immediate threat, but you're watching as it seems to be ill, as it slowly makes its way back out. And slowly it seems to get slightly better, but you can see bits of the fur that has just drifted away from it. It almost looks mangy as it lumbers its way across the grasslands. And it keeps going further until it's out of sight from you, away from the woods.
Okay. Can I do an insight on the birds to see if they thought this kind of thing was more of a threat than like a regular, degular, schmegular bear?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll take it.
They watched it cautiously, but as it continued to lumber off, they turned their attention back amongst themselves.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. So for the rest of my watch, Kitasha will be cooing over the ravens, and will, you know what, this is fitting. We'll name the one with the blue scarf, Agden.
He puffs himself up a little bit at being given such a regal name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the rest of your watch goes smoothly. You can go ahead and wake Mako when need be, and then drift off back to sleep.
Kitasha will go over, Mako, wake up, it's your turn.
Alright.
So, yeah, we have more birds. And Agden is the one with the pretty blue scarf. Okay, I'm gonna go sleep now. And Kitasha will go over to where the horses are and use one of them as a pillow.
Alright. Kitasha, you can just fall back into that nice sleep that you were in before. Mako, go ahead and give me a perception check.
And do. Botch.
Botch like a 1?
Yeah. Well, it's technically a 5, but yeah.
Is it with advantage? Did you already
No.
roll the advantage?
It's not with advantage. I have nothing to get advantage from.
Oh, perception. Darn. That's brutal.
Mako, you're not used to getting that much good sleep. And you find yourself pretty distracted as you do not hear the shuffling in the woods. You do not hear the snuffling, snorting, bellowing noises coming from it. You do not hear the hoofs stomping by. You do not see the faint glow of blue that wisps through. You don't see any of it. In fact, you are blissfully unaware of anything going on in the woods. As the sun begins to rise, and a new day begins.
I didn't like that.
We're all good. Nothing happened overnight.
Oh, not a thing.
Yeah, I didn't see any shuffling things in the forest either that glowed blue.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Didn't see anything like didn't see anything like that personally.
Oh. No bear with mange.
Do you actually say this, Kitasha? Because you did not inform anyone about the bear with mange.
Oh yeah. If Joe if Joe makes a comment of in character of not seeing anything shuffling, Kitasha will make the comment of the bear with mange.
I was mostly just messing as a player, but yeah, I'll probably say yeah. Like no, I didn't see anything. Or, yeah.
Joe's always on edge.
Yeah. At least when we're out of the city, and also when we're in the city.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How much further have we got? Are we in the last day?
Well, you've got the person with the map there, Mako. You would know that you're about a day's journey out.
All right. I think we can push get it all done today.
Right. I'll double check everyone's mask, like for like a safety seal type thing. Just make sure they're all like fully working, and then yeah, make sure everyone's wearing it.
Okay.
And I make sure to fix my own mask before helping anyone else with their mask.
Good choices. Especially because as you begin to move out, assuming you are taking the same wagon positions as before, the raven with the blue scarf will actually stop upon one of your horses and stare at you briefly to take in each of your faces before making a motion, and all of the birds fly directly up into the sky. And you see them circle until they can get quite a distance above you to where you almost can barely see them before they begin flying over the woods.
And Kitasha will wave after all of them. Bye, Baron. Bye, Carol. Bye, Edwina. Bye, Agden. Bye, Nigel. Nigel has 3 N's. She'll lean and whisper to no one in particular. Bye, Dragoon. Bye, Harpoon. Bye. And it'll list off all 19 now names.
It's beautiful. All right. So, Mako, let's get your final driving check for the day.
You're going to do so good.
No!
I feel it. No. Kitasha would like to assist.
Kitasha can use the help action.
Alright, let's try
Mako, re-roll.
Si se puede.
Much better.
Yay!
That's good.
For a brief moment, the horses rear up when you try to get them to move, and then suddenly seem to calm back again. And you're able to direct them into the woods. And as you continue on, it goes from every few trees being seemingly diseased, and then it just gets worse and worse as the trees are rotting and collapsing under their own weight. The grass long since dead, the soil beneath your horse's hooves and the wheels crumbles, hard as concrete in some places, and just dust in the others. Through the mask, you can smell the air that just reeks of decay and rot and sick. And you can see some creatures collapsed around in all various forms of decay, whether it be bears or wolves or deer. The crows are soaring very high above you. You can just barely see them, and it seems their numbers have increased. You can't make out for sure how many as they make a black cloud above you. They never swoop in low, though. They stay pretty high up in the sky. But then, as you continue looking at the sky, its sickly hue you noticed before has increased to a green, almost an olive green tone above you. It's murky, and even just looking at it, it looks diseased. And finally, as you make your way through this woods and you reach a clearing, you can see the village. Thatched roofs that are appearing to decay rapidly, just like the rest of the landscape. And as you're going through, you can see some land that was once farm, but it too is rotting and decaying rapidly. And nothing is being produced. In the distance around the huts, you can see a few people stumbling around, if they are people, but they quickly move into the buildings and out of sight.
Not exactly a warm welcome.
You are still making your way there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Just by way of reminder, we're looking for the source of the pollution, right? Or for whatever's causing this.
Whatever miasma is causing the sky to be green.
And to pretty much deal with it, yeah. Just to seek and kill.
Let's keep each other safe. I don't like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm also going to level with you guys. I am zoning in and out of consciousness right now.
Okay, we just have one last little detail bit and then we'll be done.
Okay, cool.
All right, as you continue forward, you can see a figure walk out to greet you. It's a tall female figure with a large black plague doctor mask adorned to her face. She's wearing a large brown trench coat, and you can see several vials strapped to a belt along her waist. She has a large wooden staff in her hand, the head of which has been intricately carved into a twisting maze of wood and glass. And as you approach, 2 ravens flutter down from the sky above to land on her, one of which wearing a blue scarf. That one lands on her shoulder, while the other lands atop her staff. And she waves at you in greeting. And that's where we'll end the session tonight.